Hello, everybody, and welcome to the brand new episode of the Left or Right podcast. Today, I have with me Joel, Simon, and James, and today we have a good amount of things to talk about, so let's just get straight into it. On Tuesday, there was a special election in Ohio for 2 congressional seats. There was a Democrat primary in Ohio 11, which is a very Democratic district, so who cares about the Republican primary? But Shontel Brown won that race by 5.66 points. And she was supposed to lose. At one point, she was down by 35 points in the polls, and she won, and she's the more moderate candidate. What are your guys' thoughts about that?
I mean, besides I told you so, that's really my only thought. Besides I told you so, that's all I have to say about it.
You're literally the only one who called it for Shontel Brown.
Exactly. You need to listen to all my takes. I only take W's with all my takes.
Yeah, 40 points for Susan Wright.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't that surprised by it.
I mean, I was kind of shocked. What about you, Joel?
I was very shocked about it. I thought Nina Turner was going to win. She was in the polls by a very large margin. And, it seemed like she had the momentum to win. But am I happy she lost? Hell yeah. I'm glad that Shontel Brown won. And I'm glad to have another moderator.
Your mic just had an aneurysm.
Yeah, I'm glad to have a moderate too. It's great to see progressives fail. That's what I like to see. Simon, what do you have to say?
It's not great to see progressives fail.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Nina Turner is a cancer to the party. A woman called Joe Biden a bull of, I'm not going to say it, but SHIT. Voted for Jill Stein in 2016 instead of Hillary Clinton. She's not really a Democrat,
Well, moderates do tend to win. Moderacy tends to be the way people go or more people tend to lean moderate than far right or far left.
Yes, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. We don't need far left politics, and we don't need far right politics.
Exactly. We only need pewism.
I mean, I'm so happy that Shontel Brown won. I mean, if you watched the live stream, if you were there, or if you even see the highlight on TikTok, you know how excited I was. I was like, oh my goodness, this happened. And yeah. And there was also another special election in Ohio 15, and we're only going to talk about the Republican primary because it's basically a Republican seat. Mike Carey beat all the other Republican candidates by 13 points. It was practically a landslide by how much he won. He was Trump-backed. What do you guys think about that race?
I'll speak on this one first. It wasn't a surprise. Like I said, Donald Trump performed very well in this district. It was kind of handed to him in a way with this Trump endorsement. And it kind of led him to the victory. And, it's not like I want to press about it. I really have no opinion about it. I don't really care about that district. But it was very clear that he was going to win, especially Trump performing relatively well in that district. And him getting the endorsement of Trump led him to that victory, which is where we're at.
Yeah. James, what do you have to say?
I mean, basically the same thing I said when I was first asked about this. I don't know that much about that district. All I truly knew was about the Trump backing, so I just kind of went off that. But yeah, besides that, I just did not know a lot about it. So,
all right, Simon.
I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm not all that worried about Ohio 15. As long as the Democrats can keep other key seats, or they didn't even have that seat to begin with. As you said, it was Republican. So I'm not all that worried about it. As long as his stuff stays the way it is and Democrats continue to control the House.
So let's talk about something that Obama did. On Wednesday, it was Obama's birthday. He turned 60, so happy birthday to President Obama. But he held this birthday party with over 600 people. People aren't happy about it due to the Delta variant spreading throughout America. What do you guys think? Does it really matter that Obama had a birthday party?
No, not at all. I don't see why anybody would care about this, in all honesty. Like, if some dude wants to go out and have a party, then let him go out and have a party, especially for his 60th birthday. That's a big birthday, big milestone. Shout out to him. But yeah, I 100% do not care about it at all.
You know what? That's what I think too. Who cares? Let the man live. I mean, if people get COVID and they're vaccinated, what's the true worry if it doesn't really get you that sick, you know?
Yeah.
Joel, what do you have to add?
I mean, about the same thing. It's his 60th birthday. I mean, I would have a big party too. And a majority of people, I'm expecting that went to his party are vaccinated probably. You know, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, they're people too. We can't hold them to this very strict criteria that there have to be these perfect humans for society. You know, they're not. They're humans too. They can do whatever they want, really. He's not president anymore, I mean, so we're not really looking at him as a role model anymore. So, I mean, he's in the private sector, he can do whatever he wants, technically.
Yeah, I also heard that, like, let's say for people on the right, they don't really like how he's advocating for like vaccines and then COVID restrictions and stuff. And then he goes out to have this. And then if you think of it from the left point of view, you think, oh, this is a super spreader event. This could spread COVID. It could, kill more people. So you could see both sides saying like this is wrong. But honestly, for me, I personally do not care. It's not that big of a deal. Let a man enjoy being 60. It's a major milestone. Most people don't even make it to 50. So, and it's good that he's in good health, and we hope the best for him. So Simon, what do you have to add?
I bet almost every one of those 600 people were vaccinated. And I bet there won't be any COVID outbreaks there if he's pushing for it. And I don't see how the Republican Party can call this hypocritical because he has his vaccine, and I'm pretty sure almost everyone there would have their vaccine. Now, it'd be different if they didn't have their vaccine and he was pushing and he didn't have a vaccine, but he does.
I think they're just calling it hypocritical, though, due to the fact that he is advocating for vaccinated people to wear masks, even though most likely most of the people that didn't wear their mask, you can assume. Maybe they did. Who knows? There's like not that much video on it. Oh, also, I'd like to add that Oprah Winfrey was there.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that her and Obama had connections. Wow. Okay.
They're like besties, dude.
Are they? Okay.
You
I need
really
to
think
catch.
the first black president would it be friends with probably the most famous black female ever?
I guess that's a good point. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Obama. I didn't realize that him and Oprah was close. I cannot English.
Let's move on to the next topic. And this one is about Senator Lindsey Graham from the state of South Carolina. He got COVID this week, and guess what? He's fully vaccinated. He was one of the first Republican senators to actually get the vaccine, believe it or not. What are your thoughts about this?
I'm glad he's vaccinated. And after vaccinated, you can pretty much do what you want. And he says that he's experiencing mild symptoms. So he can party on Senator or Republican Senator Manchin's boat all he wants. I consider Manchin a Republican.
It's not Joe Manchin. It's Lindsey Graham who got it.
Yeah, but he was partying on Manchin's houseboat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, he was at a party. That's right. Anyone else?
No, I mean, I think it's the same thing that anytime a political person gets COVID, I kind of just say the same thing. It's like it happens. Just get over it. As long as he stays healthy.
I think he is experiencing symptoms.
Is he? Is it like bad or is it just like mild
Well,
stuff?
it's mild.
Okay.
Mild, and he has the vaccine.
Yeah. He's like 65, 66, I think. So he's kind of in that age demographic where you could start getting bad symptoms and stuff.
Hold up. I want to see how old Lindsey Graham actually is.
I think he's in his mid to late 60s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is 66. Bam, you got it on the money.
See?
Joel, what do you have to say?
I mean, when you look at, I don't know, it's about the same thing y'all said. He got it, and can't really do anything about it. Can't criticize him about anything. He got vaccinated, did a job. He's not experiencing heavy symptoms like that, just mild symptoms. So hopefully is okay. And then going off of Simon, Joe Manchin was not relevant to the conversation. I think the vote, but Joe Manchin is a Democrat, and if he wanted to be a Republican, he would be a Republican. He's a Democrat.
He's not really a Democrat.
He is a Democrat. If he wanted to be a Republican, he would switch to the Republican side. It's that easy. He's a Democrat from the state of West Virginia. He represents the people of the state, which are fairly conservative. He's a conservative Democrat. It's that simple. If you can't see that, then you're dumber than a rock. I mean, it's just a bunch of people, progressives, getting mad that he's not passing the agenda that they want. He's a conservative Democrat. We need that in politics. And if we want progressives, if they had power, they would lose it and quicker than you can say any word, really.
Yeah, because progressivism is extremely unpopular.
Yes.
And we could tell after that Nina Turner election. You know?
They just like to complain and get solutions.
Manchin,
Are crap.
Yeah. He's not even a real Democrat.
But he is. Man's got elected as a Democrat. He's voted Democrat. He has like a 97% voting record with Joe Biden, who's a Democrat.
What's his voting record there with Trump?
I don't know. You think I have that memorized? No. Let me check. Let me see.
I mean, you're looking at this too. If he wanted to be a Republican, he would be a Republican. There's nothing stopping him from being a Republican. West Virginia, a heavily Republican state. He would be a Republican if he wanted to. He was elected as the Attorney General of West Virginia as a Democrat. He was elected governor as a Democrat, and he was elected senator and appointed senator as a Democrat. He would not, if he wanted to switch, he would have by then.
Hold up, I'm almost finding out his voting record. I'm almost scrolling down to M. Manchin's voting record with Donald Trump was 50%. So 50% of the time he voted with Donald Trump. And hold up, I just want to point something out real quick. Some Democrats that voted with Manchin, some Democrats that voted with Trump higher than Manchin included Joe Donnelly from the state of Indiana and Heidi Heidenkamp from the state of North Dakota.
North Dakota's a Democrat state? I did not know that.
Well, they had a Democratic senator at one point in time.
Okay, I did not know that.
He lost re-election pretty badly, though.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's North Dakota.
Yeah.
He says he couldn't care if he has a D or an R in front of his name.
Oh my God. That's how all politicians should be. You should be voting based off of what you want
good.
And what helps the people, not what letters beside your name.
I believe you should vote by policy and not by party.
Yeah, you shouldn't try to appease your party more than you try and appease the people who voted you in. Are you saying you should try and appease the party before the people that voted you in?
Because if Manchin wasn't appeasing the people who voted him in, he wouldn't have won re-election in 2018.
He doesn't vote with Democrats.
He literally does vote with Joe Biden 97% of the time, though.
What percent of the time did you say he voted with Trump?
50.
That number's got to be much higher.
It's not, though. According to 538 Politics, Joe Manchin voted with Donald Trump 50.4%.
Oh, that 0.4. You forgot that.
I forgot the 0.4. My bad.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's higher than 50.
And also, I'd just like to point out that Bill Hagerty, a Republican, voted with Trump 0% of the time. So there you go. And Bill Hagerty's also one of the most conservative members of the Senate, you could say, because he has one of the lowest voting records with Joe Biden.
Here, as of February of 2018, congressional quarterlies, this is 18, he voted for Trump 71% of the time. And in 13, he was given 55% conservative and a 46% liberal by congressional quarterly studies.
That doesn't mean that he's not a Democrat. And Joe Manchin, well, maybe in 2018 he did that, but as of January 20th, 2021, the final day that Donald Trump was president, Manchin had a 50.4% voting record with Donald Trump.
He's voted with Trump, though, more than against him.
Yeah. Good. We need bipartisanship representation in Congress.
He's
What's
from
the
the state of
problem
West
with that?
What do you expect? He's from the state of West Virginia. He's going to vote the way his people would vote. He's not from the state of New York. He's not from the state of California. He's a Democrat from the state of West Virginia. He's going to vote some Republican and some Democrat. His state is not a Democratic state. If he voted the way and like Christian Gillibrand votes, he wouldn't be in Congress right now. I mean, this is two different sides of the party. You gotta look at here. He's not a Republican. He's a Democrat.
He's not a Democrat.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
This
But
is
he
such
is
a
a
stupid
Democrat.
conversation.
He literally is a Democrat. He was elected a Democrat.
That doesn't make him a Democrat.
What?
That doesn't make him a Democrat.
So he agrees with Joe Biden 97% of the time. Are you saying Joe Biden's not a Democrat? Because if he agrees with Joe Biden 97% of the time and votes with him,
Trump's 70% of the time doesn't.
yeah, but I mean, if you
It's
look at the
actually
final data,
50.4%, but
Yeah, so no, it's 7%. You're just
hold up. I have a question. Is Kirsten Sinema a Democrat?
I mean,
Well-
let's apply Newman's logic. If we apply his logic to the parties, Lisa Murkowski's a Democrat. Susan Collins
is a Democrat.
Mitt Romney's a Democrat. I mean, you're applying the most dumbest logic ever, laid out. He's not a Democrat because he votes for Republicans. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Literally, Chris Coons, the senator from Delaware, voted against, the $15 minimum wage? Does that make him a Republican? No. He's a Democrat. He's from the state of Delaware. Come on now.
can we switch the topic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, I think we should move on from this. It was a very, very entertaining debate, but I think we should move on to something that Dr. Fauci said that America most likely will not return to lockdown. Thank God. What do you guys think about that?
At this point, do we actually trust what Dr. Fauci says? That guy has went back on himself at least 100 times ever since this pandemic started. Like, at a certain point, you just kind of have to, like, tune him out and only – yeah, I don't know. I just started tuning out Dr. Fauci. That dude is just a hypocrite at times. It just gets on my nerves.
He gets the attention of the kids who like to sing Dr. Fauci. Bring
Yeah.
us vaccines.
Is that an actual
Help all the
song?
people who have been quarantined.
Is that an actual song? I need to know.
Yeah, some kids sing it.
Wait, hold up. I'm looking this up right now.
Joel, what do you think about what Dr. Fauci said?
I mean, I'm glad to hear it. I don't want to go into a lockdown. I think someone who's very prominent with mental health, and I'm a big supporter of getting more mental health support. And I think that another lockdown will severely attack our youth and damage our mental health, and it's not good for us right now, especially with times changing and we're adjusting to these times changing. It's good to hear that there won't be another lockdown.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. I mean, we don't need another lockdown. Mental suicides were up last year at an increasing rate. We don't want this to happen again. People don't like their livelihoods changing. We just need to deal with the pandemic, and we could get through this if we work together.
I just
Simon.
looked up the song, and it is absolutely atrocious. That's all I have to say.
All right, Simon, what do you have to say?
Maybe we wouldn't even be considering another lockdown if some of these idiots would just go and get their vaccine. You agree that everyone should get their vaccine, right?
I speak for myself and my family. I know I got my shot. My family got their shot. I'm not going to go and force on everyone else, same as I would do with everything about my life. They want to get the shot, so be it. They don't want to get the shot, I can't really do anything about it. I can breathe down their neck all I want, but they're not going to change their mind. They don't want the shot, they're not going to get the shot, It's the way it is.
So you're against an authoritarian type idea? Where they
Yes.
mandate
Why
it?
would you be supporting of an authoritarian style? Is the question.
When you force people to do things with themselves that they don't want to do, that leads to issues.
I
that
consider
leads-
myself mostly lib left, very far lib left, but this stance I take more of an authoritarian on, because at this,
So why should we force people to get the vaccine?
because then they're just gonna let other people die.
Okay, well, the only people who are dying are the unvaccinated.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Well, most of the people dying are unvaccinated.
What? Hold on. So I have a question.
99.999% of the people who are in the hospital right now dying are unvaccinated.
Wait,
So if they're not getting the vaccine, they're only truly hurting themselves.
No, they're hurting. Hurting other people.
So how are they hurting the vaccinated if they're protected against the virus?
I can still carry this. I can still carry it. And there's people who have underlying health conditions who cannot get the vaccine. There's people who are under the ages of 12 who cannot get the vaccine.
Well, kids under the age of 12 aren't going to die from the virus. They barely even experience symptoms.
Okay, well, we're talking about the Delta variant right now. So
They still don't experience symptoms.
they experience them at way higher rates than they did.
It's still not going to kill them.
That's not entirely true. It has killed them.
Yeah, it's killed some kids. The percentage is not that high, though.
Well, it shouldn't even be existent.
wait, can I ask you a question?
You're not just going to save everyone from a virus. You know, that's what happens. People die of the flu every year. You're not going to stop it, even with the flu shot. It doesn't stop it.
No, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Mr. Simon, what's exactly going to be like? Let's say, even though they're mandating and forcing you to get the vaccine, what punishment would people get if they hypothetically did not get the vaccine, in your opinion?
There's not a punishment. They're going to get it.
Yeah,
What
but
if
how
they
do you
don't?
make somebody get it? Yeah. What happens if some dude just refuses to get it and somebody tries to come give it to him and he, just refuses? Like, what do you do?
It's for other people's safety.
Yeah, but what happens if some dude says, okay, I don't care about anybody else, I just care about myself and I don't want it? What do you do?
Well, I haven't thought much into that yet. But there's going to be a punishment.
Okay, so then how would you hypothetically force somebody to get the vaccine?
Yeah. And how are you going to stop people from maybe counterfeiting a COVID card? Like, how are you going to make sure that somebody actually has it?
If they counterfeit a COVID card, that's fraud. That leads to
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I was asking, okay, so let's say you authoritarian, you demand it. Are you gonna have police outside of every restaurant and stuff mandating that they see the COVID card and stuff like that?
That's actually not a bad idea.
So you want to become a police state? You want to become a police state, is what I'm hearing.
Well, well, maybe we just gotta defund the police. That's another idea.
What?
Defunding the police? But then
You just said that you said you want police to be outside of restaurants. Now you want to defund them.
Well, no. We're gonna have police outside. We're gonna have other government officials.
social workers? And we gotta have
Can we
Emily control the vaccine card. Let me see your vaccine card, please.
You have
so can
Emily
buy
ACAB
groceries.
out there.
Well, yeah.
I want to see Emily ACAB try and tell some 6'5" hillbilly to show her vaccine card.
Get vaccinated, you sissy.
Emily ACAB's out here making a 6'5" hillbilly. I want to see that.
That'd be amazing to watch. That should be a movie. That should be a movie. See how your vaccine, if not, you're going to jail. I ain't going to jail, sissy.
The police. They cause more harm than good.
That sentence led to a long debate that made this podcast episode over an hour and a half long. So I decided I'm going to exclude it from the podcast and I'm going to post it as a YouTube video separately. That's not a part of the podcast. I hope you understand. I just don't want this to be a really long episode. The debate went on forever and ever, and there was never an end. But I still want you guys to get it because it is quality content. So I'm just going to let you guys watch it as a separate video.
All right, so the next topic is the CDC chief this week said that there won't be any federal mandate on the coronavirus vaccine. So what are your thoughts about this?
We kind of already discussed this a few seconds ago, but I don't know. I mean, I'm very against stuff like that. Obviously, as a libertarian, I don't think the government should be mandating or forcing anyone to do anything. So yeah, I'm happy that the government's not going to be mandating all this junk.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You know, we can't really have the government restricting everything on our lives. And, I'm perfectly fine with it. If you don't want to get your vaccine, don't get your vaccine. Who cares? I don't really care. But yeah,
If you don't want to get your vaccine, that's fine, but you should still go get it. Or they should force you.
but
They should absolutely force you. I may be a libertarian left, but they got to mandate this vaccine eventually. We
no,
can't
they
have.
don't. They technically don't have to.
Where they don't really have to, and I'm aware President Joe Biden won't want to. And
Good.
But what would a lot of times I like to think, what would Bernie Sanders say? That's good life advice.
Thank goodness Bernie is not the president right now.
That's actually really too bad. He would eliminate student debt.
By what? Taxing you more so then you take more of your money towards the government?
That's ridiculous.
But it's true. How's the government going to be able to afford the student debt to pay off everyone's student debt without raising taxes?
Maybe we gotta tax the 1% a lot higher. 1% with Jeff Bezos.
Okay, is this guy satire? I have to ask. Is Simon actually satire? Like, some of the stuff he says is just like,
We need
makes
to
no
lower
sense.
taxes. The government does not deserve that much funding.
yes,
That's not satire. Last I checked, this wasn't on Saturday Night Live.
ban all taxes.
What?
Taxation is theft.
It technically is. It seriously
No, it's
is.
not.
Yeah,
Taxation
No.
is.
No.
Okay, let's talk about this vaccine. Joel, what do you have to say about vaccine mandate?
So the quote from John McCain is that the point of our government is to stand by our side and not in our way. And I believe that they're good for giving us this vaccine, allowing us to have that opportunity to get it. But at the end of the day, it's the people's choice, and I'm happy with this decision that it will not be federally mandated to get the vaccine. Because it really violates the personal freedoms of ourselves, to choose for our own body and such like that. And I don't think I'm very happy with this decision.
Yeah, I think I agree with that completely. You can't force someone to do things, and if they don't want to take the vaccine and they want to take the risk, it's their choice. If you don't want to, good for you, I guess. Who truly cares?
Most of McCain's policies weren't good, but he's a respectable person. He was a respectable person.
Well, it's good to know you thought so.
One of the few respectable people on the right side of the aisle.
Am I respectable?
Who's not respectable on the right side, may I ask?
Go on for hours.
Name 5.
Name 5. Just name 5.
Okay. President Donald Trump.
Okay.
Okay.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's understandable.
Ted Cruz.
What did Ted Cruz do to you?
Ted Cruz goes to Cancun while his Texans are suffering. What did he do?
What's Ted Cruz supposed to do? Like, tell snow to stop?
Exactly. He's supposed to be out there with the snow shovel, start shoveling all the streets in Texas.
Let me make a comment about that one on Ted Cruz. It's not his job; it's the governor's job. And if you want to attack someone on that, attack the governor, not Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
And also, what is Ted Cruz supposed to do? Like, go out there and shovel everybody's driveway?
You know what AOC did, and it wasn't even her state?
What'd she do?
She was out there selling water.
Selling?
She also fakes border pictures so that she could look good.
Doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
Don't get me started in Texas, Governor Abbott.
How is it like? What? She sold water to people when they can go to a grocery store and get the same
Isn't she
thing.
supposed to be socialist? That's kind of capitalist to me.
Yeah, exactly. She was selling the water. I mean, one thing she was giving it out for free, but like
selling water? Isn't there like Ralph's?
Or is she giving it out? I think she's giving it out actually. Now you bring that up.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's true socialism right there.
Socialism is the only path to true communism. Matt Gaetz.
Who?
Okay, that's understandable.
So Ted Cruz, Trump, Matt Gaetz, MTG. Oh, Greg Abbott, he sucks. Ron DeSantis.
What did Ron DeSantis do?
I hope that was a joke.
I'm not joking.
You know, Florida has like the highest COVID rates right now.
And
Do they? How many people are dying out of those COVID rates?
I don't think that matters.
Yeah, it does. If you have a
nobody's
COVID case
dying.
and you're not dying, it's not that big of a deal.
It is. Because if he would actually do something about it, I wouldn't have to wear a mask when I go to December.
Well, we don't. That's your choice. Nobody is enforcing masks at this point.
They should be.
But they're not.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's like,
Oh, do you want me to keep giving you my list?
yes, keep going.
Yes,
Keep
please.
Sean Hannity's best friend.
Sean Hannity's best friend.
Sean Hannity. I went to say Tucker Carlson's best friend. Sean Hannity. Oops.
What did Sean
he-
Hannity do besides have a conservative talk show? He's just proving he's just making things about his points, and people will
Okay, but about
believe in that.
Carlson, you know, Fox has won a case because no reasonable person would take him seriously.
I think Tucker Carlson's a good guy.
No, I don't think so. He's racist.
What has he done wrong? He's racist?
I can provide you with all sorts of examples.
He's racist?
Carlson. Racism.
Yeah, Joel, you can go ahead and speak up.
Yeah, what's it called? So, you know, first of all, I think we should move on before we get into another one of those debates.
Oh, yeah,
But-
I just want to listen to this go off. I'm not, like, really going to
Yeah.
include this in the podcast.
Second of all, too, with Republicans, too, there's many respectable Republicans I can list. There's like I could probably feel like a whole whiteboard with them. Honestly, there's a lot of respectable Republicans.
Yeah.
This
Are you
is
writing really big?
This is again grouping. You're taking the bad things of one group and then labeling the whole thing as a whole bad. You can't do that. That's wrong. That's like me saying, okay, all white people are bad. No, they're not all bad. You're just looking at the bad ones and saying they're all bad. They're not all bad.
Am I a good white person?
Generalizing.
Am I a good white person?
Yeah, you are.
Relatable.
Florence Pugh's the best.
It's not my.
Victory Royales.
We can
It's not-
send that to my what's it called? Can you see that video after? I want to see that video.
I don't know if it was included, though, because I wasn't speaking. So it might have not been included.
That was hilarious, dude. I
You
want
ready?
that video.
Ready? This is an epic victory royale.
I think Well, how can you say that most Republicans? You must be writing really big to say that a lot of Republicans you could fill a whiteboard. Or you must have
That's
a
not
really,
true.
Or you must
Well,
have
can-
a really,
I can name a lot of
small
Republicans right now.
whiteboard.
Too. If
I
that's
can
what you
I'm
name,
need.
one.
like,
Yeah, there's one right there. Ben Sass. There is what is
I
it?
know it's Ben Sass.
Okay, yeah, but we can go on more. John McCain, Jeff Flake, John Kasich. What's it called?
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney's one of them. His father, George Romney, Nelson Rockefeller, Gerald Ford, the
Richard
list-
Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Well, until
Richard
Ronald.
Watergate.
Nixon's not respectable.
After-
Before
if you
Watergate, he
If
was.
you remove
No.
Watergate, he's one of the best presidents, top 10. at least.
Definitely, by far.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on, what's your
He
top
had
10?
one of the greatest foreign policies ever.
Simon,
He
what's your
opened
top
up
5
China to
presidents?
the Western world. What's wrong with that? I thought you were like communists. What's wrong with that?
Dude, he stormed Democratic strongholds. Where did people do that?
He just said ignoring Watergate.
Well, you can't ignore that. That's like saying
Of course, it's a bad thing, but
Besides-
besides that, he's a respectable person.
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
That's like
Yes.
saying if you take away that Ted Bundy's a murderer, he was a respectable person.
But that's not even closely related.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
why-
think that Nixon went out and
Nixon.
killed a bunch of people. Wait, hold up. Just like curiosity, what's your top 5 presidents all time?
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to hear this now.
Bernie Sanders, Ilhan Omar, AOC.
AOC wasn't a president, but she's wonderful.
What?
At what? Ruining our country?
Didn't she? Didn't their district might be getting removed?
How
You know
could
what
she,
she's good at? You know
how
what she's
could
good
she
at?
be ruining our country, guys? She's not even successful in Congress.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
The reason why is because their policies would ruin our entire country.
You said no. She can't be ruining anything if she can't get anything
She's
done.
bringing up progressivism throughout the country, which is not a good thing.
Progressivism is great. I'm progressive.
Yeah, we can tell.
Oh, really? I thought I kept that hidden.
No.
No. All right, y'all want to just like move on to the next topic?
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
You guys
before
like to stretch every topic out for today.
We're the ones stretching it out.
My guy, you're the one who said that police cause more harm than good, which had
Say the
nothing to
next
do with the
topic.
topic.
Just say the next topic.
Let's just move on. So
Yeah,
this
move
week, Andrew Cuomo was confirmed to do not be nice to women. What do you guys have to say about that?
He's a
Predators like him
scumbag.
shouldn't be in federal offices or even state offices. They shouldn't have a position. People like him. People like him should be in prison.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's actually something that's actually kind of based.
Yeah.
James, what do you have to say?
Like I just said, dude's a scumbag. Like, if you do that type of junk, there's no excuse for it. You're an awful human being. This is, again, like I said, no excuse for doing that type of stuff. That's my thoughts on it.
He needs to resign immediately, and if he doesn't, the New York legislature should impeach him.
So, but
Very much agree.
if we're gonna bring this up though, you have to. I mean, he shouldn't have a job, but neither should Matt Gaetz.
His allegations haven't been proven guilty,
They are
confirmed
true,
yet, but they haven't been proven yet, so you can't
but they're
say
true.
anything about it. But they haven't been
can-
proven yet, so there's no point. Andrew
can
Cuomo
see
just got proven.
Yeah,
I believe in
he shouldn't have a
innocent
job.
until proven guilty. That's common sense. That's how our system works. Matt Gaetz hasn't been proven guilty yet,
He should have been a long time ago.
but he hasn't. You got to give it time, dude.
You know, time is relevant.
Joel, what do
can I
you have
speak?
to say?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna agree with y'all on this. Andrew Cuomo is disgusting. He should resign. If he doesn't resign, like you said, Zane, he should be impeached by the state legislative. And what Simon said, the thing is that we're not looking at. This is not about the other Republicans I don't know. We're talking about Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York. Yes, what's going on with Matt Gaetz is wrong too. He should not be in the position he holds. But like Zane said, he's innocent until proven guilty. That's how things work. That's how the court system works. Until that he is proven guilty, then we should lawfully call for him to, resign.
Exactly. There's no point in
another man
forcing.
Republican, Dan Crenshaw.
What did he do?
What did Dan Crenshaw do?
What did he do besides be an American hero who's about to lose his second eye?
Yeah.
Oh, he's an American hero. But
What did he do?
So what did he do?
haven't you heard this guy?
Yeah, Mans is kind of a nice dude, I think. I mean, you
Yeah,
saw him
he
on
should-
SNL. He's kind of funny.
I do like SNL. I like Jack Harlow on there.
SNL gets on my nerves. I've seen those. The only good SNL skit ever. It was they were on an airplane, and it was like Scarlett Johansson was on it. It was
Oh
hilarious.
my goodness.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know which one you're talking about, but the fact that you mentioned Scarlett Johansson just.
I'll
kinda
send you the
like-
link to it. It's hilarious. Hold up.
Okay, whatever.
SNL.
So what about Dan Crenshaw? I just want to know what's so wrong with him.
Haven't you heard this guy speak?
Yeah,
We're not talking about that, though. We're talking about sexual allegations, not how he sucks.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll
Does
talk
he have
about
an
that later.
allegation against him or something? Like what? I haven't heard anything about it. All right.
How
Well,
can-
let me just give my final statements on Andrew Cuomo. What
How
he
can
did.
you not be? How can you not be against at least any form of gun control?
What?
What does that have to do with anything?
That's just ridiculous.
If you want
Gun
to talk
control's
about it,
stupid.
if you want to talk about that, we could talk about that after we finish, and I will debunk every single point that you bring up.
look, we own guns. We hunt. We're sending a puppy away to training camp, to a 3-week camp tomorrow, so that she can hunt birds well. We have 2 dogs. They're bird dogs. We have a rabbit dog. Oh well.
I just
He doesn't
want to know, what does that have to do with anything about Andrew Cuomo?
Well, it doesn't really have anything to do with Andrew Cuomo. Well,
But we're talking about Andrew Cuomo.
well, actually, right now we're talking about Dan Crenshaw.
N-
And
n-
Kevin Crenshaw.
You're talking about him. We're trying to talk about Andrew Cuomo.
Anyways, I'm
I'll
just
go
going to
back.
get my final statements on the Andrew Cuomo situation. What he did was wrong, and he needs to resign, or else action will be taken against him, and he will lose his job, and he will never hold public office again, which is a good thing for everyone in New York. I think they will be truly happy about it because he hasn't really led the country in a good way, as you know, with the nursing home scandal.
So, what do you feel about the attacks on his brother Chris, though?
Unless Chris did something wrong, who cares?
Well, he's been attacked until the chief resigned due to Republicans.
Well, you know who else you've attacked during this? You've attacked Jan Crenshaw, Matt Gaetz, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Ron DeSantis, when none of them really had anything to do to the conversation.
Well, you told me to give you a list of bad. Oh, don't die thing.
Anyways, that's my closing statement on Andrew Cuomo.
Well,
Good statement.
you did ask for me to give you a list of bad Republicans.
Did you know that Tucker Carlson's actually a registered Democrat?
Is he actually? Hold on, I have to look this up.
Yeah, he is, because he said that it's easier to vote as a Democrat in Washington, D.C. than to vote as a Republican. So technically, he's a registered Democrat.
No, he's not. He's no longer registered as Democrat.
Okay, he was a registered Democrat back during the 2020 election, which means when he voted, most likely for Donald Trump, he voted as a Democrat.
That's actually cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
Fun
the next
fact.
topic?
Let's move on to the final topic. So, Scarlett Johansson decided to sue Disney over the situation with Disney Plus putting Black Widow on Premier Access on Disney Plus. So let's just give
Really?
James the floor because he will go on about this forever.
I mean, what Disney is doing right now is single-handedly one of the stupidest things I've maybe ever seen. Basically, if you guys don't know, I'll catch you up right quick. Scarlett Johansson's contract had a direct clause that said however much money the box office makes, that's how much money she'll get. Of course, that contract was made before COVID. I think it was back in 2018 or 2019. Now what happened was Disney, of course, changed how they were doing it with Premier Access on Disney+. Disney failed to renegotiate the contract after it was introduced that the new streaming, like Disney Plus Premier Access, would be happening, basically causing Scarlett Johansson quite a bit of money because obviously people aren't going to the movie still. They're just trying to watch it online. Now you have the actor from Cruella, the main actor in the actress
Emma
in there.
Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone, thank you. Is also suing, or might also join in the lawsuit for the same thing as Scarlett Johansson. So basically, it's just Disney was trying to be greedy with their money, and now actors or actresses are trying to fight back against this and get the money that they probably deserve from Disney. Because, I mean, Scarlett Johansson's the second best female actor in the MCU. And I guarantee you she brought in quite a bit of money.
Who's number one?
I think it's pretty clear who I think number one is.
Oh, her sister?
Yeah,
Wow.
sure.
Her
But yeah.
sister is hot.
But yeah, overall, I just think it's a very stupid situation by Disney, and Disney they deserve this lawsuit. And I hope that kind of Disney, or not Disney, Scarlett Johansson wins, and they kind of change the way that they've been doing streaming and stuff like that.
Well,
This lawsuit's also probably going to change how movie studios change it, because with Delta coming around, movie theaters most likely will shut down again, and then they will release their movies on streaming services, and it will probably introduce a clause in the topic just so that they don't get sued like Disney that say you can make this much of the money made from online streaming.
Yeah.
And it's just
I think she's right in her defense, and that's as much as I'll comment on that because I don't know too much about it. But from what I heard about from James, correct? That's what I think. That's all I have so far.
Yeah, I think it was just something that, due to the fact that COVID came around, it was unpredictable what was going to happen. Nobody knew. Black Widow was supposed to come out on May 1st, 2020. It came out on July 9th, 2021. Nobody could have seen that coming. And the fact that this wasn't on the contract, it will start appearing on contracts more in case of pandemics happening or
Oh,
like some other global event happening where they will make their money back.
Kind of just one more thing I want to say is if you guys haven't seen Disney's statement about it, Disney maybe put out the worst statement possible when it came to all this. Basically, they shamed Scarlett Johansson for doing all this and everything. It just was not a good look for Disney after they like released their statement, basically scolding her for the lawsuit.
Well, thank you guys for listening to this very, very crazy episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that we see you next time. See you later.